Happiness in life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius left that spirit behind in Meditations, not as decoration, but as a reminder to himself in the middle of chaos. The most important thing to protect is clarity of mind. The truth is, every morning the world tries to pull you away before you even choose your direction. Endless notifications, dramatic news problems, waiting to be solved, other people's expectations. If you wake up and let all of that rush into your mind immediately, you're handing the steering wheel over to the outside world, and then your whole day becomes reaction after reaction, worry, irritation, rushing, exhaustion. But here's a quiet truth that carries real power. You don't need to control everything. You only need to control one thing: the way you see and respond to everything. Stoicism does not teach you to become emotionless. Stoicism teaches you to become steady, calm in chaos, grounded in uncertainty, and quick to recover after setbacks. Not through motivation, but through habits. Not through inspirational quotes, but through a simple system repeated every day. In this video, I'm going to share 10 things you should do every morning to become mentally harder to break, to stay composed when life gets messy, make clear decisions, and continue doing what truly matters. And if you stay until the end, that's a good sign. It means you're not someone searching for shortcuts, you're searching for a foundation. So let's begin. Before we get into the 10 habits, I want you to remember one very practical Stoic principle: never start your day in a state of confusion. Confusion leads to procrastination. Procrastination leads to self-blame, and self-blame only weakens you. Marcus Aurelius had a powerful reminder for himself every morning today. He would meet difficult people, unexpected problems, and all kinds of disorder, but he still had to do his duty, not because life was easy, but because he chose discipline. The first thing you need to do is choose your reason to live for today. You don't need to figure out your life purpose overnight. You only need one purpose for today, just one sentence. Because when you wake up without a clear target, you'll be dragged around by small distractions, scrolling a little longer, delaying a little more, replying to random things. By noon, you'll feel busy, but you won't have moved forward. Here's how to do it. 30 seconds. Take a piece of paper or open your notes app and write one line. Today, the most important thing I must complete is just one thing. No negotiation, no adding extra tasks to look productive. If you write down 5 things, you're probably avoiding the one thing that actually matters, usually the thing you're slightly afraid to do, the thing that requires focus. But if you finish it, you'll feel lighter and more confident for the rest of the day. Right now, pause for 3 seconds and fill in that blank in your mind. You don't need perfection, you just need clarity. Once you have your focus for the day, the next step is to take back control during the very first minutes after waking up. Stoicism has a very clear principle: whatever controls your attention will control your day. If the first thing you touch after waking up is your phone, you immediately place your mind into reaction mode. Messages, notifications, news, urgent tasks, everything pulls you around before you even choose your own rhythm. So do something incredibly small, but incredibly effective. Breathe for exactly 1 minute before touching anything. Just 60 seconds. But it's enough to shift you from being dragged around to being in control. Here's how: breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, breathe out for 6 seconds, repeat for 6 to 8 cycles. You'll notice your mind feels lighter, your heart calmer, and your thoughts clearer. This isn't relaxation for fun, this is how you create space between stimulus and reaction. Tomorrow morning, before picking up your phone, breathe for 60 seconds and ask yourself, do I want to control today, or do I want today to control me? If you can do just this one thing, you've already won against most of the morning's chaos. The next step is preparing for the collisions of the day before they happen. Stoics do not live by hoping everything goes smoothly. They live by saying, if something happens, I'll still remain steady. This exercise is short. Choose one possible problem that could happen today. Just one. No overthinking. Then write one sentence. If that happens, what is the first right thing I will do? Your answer should be calm and specific. For example, I'll pause for 3 seconds, take one breath, and handle it step by step. Seneca once said something deeply true: we often suffer more in imagination than in reality. This exercise cuts away that unnecessary suffering. Right now, think quickly about one situation that might frustrate you today. Then decide on one calm, grounded response. Now you're ready to train a kind of mental muscle that every strong person has the ability to endure small discomforts without losing your rhythm. Most people complain the moment things become slightly uncomfortable, a little cold, a little difficulty, and they retreat. Over time, the mind learns a dangerous habit: avoidance. Stoics do the opposite. They intentionally choose a small challenge in the morning to remind themselves, I am not controlled by comfort. In the teachings of Epictetus, circumstances do not destroy us. The way we train ourselves before facing circumstances is what matters. So today, take a very small dose of resistance. Wash your face with cold water for 15 to 20 seconds, or stand under cool water for a few breaths, just for a moment, long enough to prove you can resist the constant urge to stay comfortable. A little discomfort is okay. I can still do what needs to be done. The beauty of this exercise is that it's too small to fail, but powerful enough to change the way you enter your day. There's another simple habit that works surprisingly well. Create a sense of control by organizing one small thing in front of you, not to make your home perfect, but to send a signal to your mind, I'm beginning my day with order, not chaos. Stoicism believes in the power of simple actions repeated consistently. You don't need to change your entire life in one morning. You just need to place one brick in the right spot. Choose one fixed area to tidy every day, your bed or one corner of your desk. Set a time limit, 10 minutes. Clean quickly, then stop. Don't turn it into a giant project. You'll notice it pulls you out of that sluggish mental fog almost immediately. When you begin with order, it becomes easier to maintain order throughout the rest of the day. If the morning is the launch pad, then your body is the spring, and a stiff spring cannot bounce. Many people think they lack motivation, when in reality their body simply hasn't fully woken up yet. Stoicism doesn't separate the mind from the body. If you want a clearer mind, get your blood moving a little faster. No intense workout, no fancy equipment, just a simple switch to turn yourself on. Do this for 5 minutes. Walk quickly around the room or do a few simple movements to gently raise your heart rate. The goal is not exhaustion, it's alertness. As your heartbeat rises, your sluggishness drops, your thoughts become less messy, and the resistance to getting started weakens dramatically. Then remind yourself with one sentence, I'm activating the system, not waiting for motivation. If you want to feel energized in the morning, start by waking up your body. The rest becomes much easier. Many people ruin their mornings with something almost invisible: emotional eating. They eat for comfort, then a few hours later their energy crashes. Their mind becomes foggy. They get irritated easily, lose focus easily, and give up easily. Then they think they lack discipline when really their body is dragging them down. Stoicism talks a lot about moderation, not to make life miserable, but to help you live consciously. What you put into your body affects the quality of your focus for the next several hours. So the morning rule is simple: eat to fuel yourself, not to compensate emotionally. Choose a meal that is stable, simple, and sustainable. Prioritize foods that help you maintain steady energy instead of creating sharp highs and crashes. And if you don't want to change too much yet, start with one tiny habit: drink a glass of water before eating. Sometimes what you think is hunger is actually exhaustion and dehydration. Do this for 3 days, and you'll notice something clearly. When your energy is stable, your mind becomes more stable too. One core Stoic principle can immediately lighten your mental burden: clearly separate what is within your control from what is not. Epictetus explained it very directly. Some things depend on us, our thoughts, choices, and actions. Other things do not. Other people's opinions, the weather, final outcomes. Most unnecessary suffering comes from trying to control what cannot be controlled. So every morning, write 3 short lines as your control map for the day. 1. What can I control today? 2. What is the right thing I will do regardless of my mood? 3. What will I let go of and stop wasting energy on? Just 3 lines, but they pull you back into your own lane, focusing on your responsibility instead of getting dragged around by things outside your reach. And once you finish writing, your mind will already feel quieter. Not because life became easier, but because you chose to stand where your power actually exists. There's another Stoic reminder that acts like an alarm clock for the soul: one day I will die. It sounds heavy, but its effect is surprisingly light. It stops you from wasting time. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself constantly that life is short, fame is short, even the things that upset us are short-lived. When you truly remember that, you stop getting trapped by trivial things and naturally become more serious about what truly matters. You don't need to sit there thinking about death for hours. Just ask yourself one question each morning: if today were a very limited day, what would make it meaningful? Then choose one small action to answer that question. Nothing dramatic, just something real. Because what people regret most is not the lack of opportunities. It's having opportunities, then delaying, distracting themselves, numbing themselves, until one day they realize time is gone. Remembering life's limits does not make you pessimistic. It wakes you up. And people who are awake are rarely broken by small nonsense. Before we finish, here's one final Stoic habit that powerfully closes the day. Gratitude, not as empty positivity, but as a way to train your perspective. Seneca believed that the richest person is not the one who has the most, but the one who feels enough. When you constantly focus on what you lack, your mind automatically becomes restless. But when you notice what you already have, you create inner stability. Every morning, or every night before bed, write 3 short lines: one thing you're grateful for about your body, one thing you're grateful for in everyday life, one person you're grateful for even for a small act of kindness. Then do one more thing: send that person a kind message, or simply tell yourself, I want to live better so I deserve the goodness I've received. This exercise may seem soft, but over time it makes your mind stronger and thicker skin, because people who truly practice gratitude are rarely shaken by small problems. They're not naive, they're grounded. Now you have 10 steps, but don't rush. Stoicism doesn't win through bursts of motivation. Stoicism wins through consistency. Tomorrow, just choose 3 steps to begin with. 1. Write 1 sentence describing your main goal for the day. 2. Breathe for 60 seconds before touching your phone. 3. Write your 3 lines: what I control, what I will do, what I will let go. Do it for 7 days. You don't need perfection, you just need to keep going. And if you want to know whether you're truly becoming harder to break, look for one simple sign. When something upsetting happens, can you pause for 1 moment before reacting? If the answer is yes, then you're already winning, because you've created space between stimulus and reaction, and that space is where true strength lives. If you'd like, I can also make a follow-up video about a Stoic nighttime routine to help you sleep deeper and wake up lighter. But for now, choose 1 step you'll start tomorrow and write it down. Just 1 step. Let's continue exploring and practicing Stoic routine and Stoic ethics every day so life can gradually become stronger, calmer, and better. Thank you for being part of this community. See you in the next video.